with Florida statutes, sections 162.06 and .12. Find that there was finding violations of the Florida Building Code, which are incorporated into the City Code at section 82-31. The Florida Building Code provides that a permit is required by anyone who is going to construct, alter, demolish any part of a structure, and I find that the patio is in fact a structure. And I find that there's also a violation of section 110.1 of the Florida Building Code, which requires inspections. If there's no permit, then you can't have inspections. So with that said, I am ordering the respondent by June 25th, 2024 to submit a survey and the proper application for a construction permit for the patio paver installation, and within the time permitted by the permit to arrange for a final inspection of the work and to bring this property into compliance with the city code. And if there's a failure to comply within the time period set forth that I'm ordering, then I would have the code officer then schedule a Massey hearing, in which case I will, if I do find a continuing violation, I will impose a fine. And I will also indicate that any fines that may be imposed shall become a lien in favor of the city. And if it's not homestead property, that the property could be subject to foreclosure 3 months after the filing of the lien. So that's that on that case. Let me move to the next one, which is a compliance hearing known as a Massey hearing. It's case number 2023-222. This is D&B Land Holdings LLC and John Cabord, indicated as property owners at 6115 North Atlantic Avenue. And you can proceed.
This is the compliance hearing. The magistrate orders were sent 3/2/24. They were received 3/14/24. The notice of hearing was sent 5/15/24 and return receipt of 5/17/24.
Give me 1 moment for those dates. All right, we can proceed.
I'm just going to refresh your memory. This is the one that had the doors, the balcony, the railings, the enclosed garage, and the garage doors installed. So I'm not going to
right, and so my recollection from this is that the garage doors, there was an open permit, and I don't even think the time for that has expired yet. So I think that's still.
That was we can go back here. I think it was 7/5/23, so it was almost a year ago. So that has expired.
Oh, it has expired.
Yes, sir.
Has the so it was a permit, but was there a final inspection for the garage?
For the garage doors, no, there was not a final inspection that I'm aware of. I would have to double check that. But.
So in order to come into compliance, then they would need to submit for a new permit.
Well, the garage doors themselves weren't really the subject of this notice of violation.
Oh, okay.
It was more of the garage used to be just a covered, and they closed it, put headers in, walls in there. That was more of what this was about. And then the deck, the stairs, railings, all of that.
So the permit that was applied for was just to put the garage doors up, as opposed to all the other work that was performed. Sir. All right.
On 5/15/24, no permits have been applied for, so the notice of Massey hearing was sent to the property owner. And 5/27/24, still no permits. And I have spoken to the property owner, and he said that his issue is, and he's here today to speak.
Okay.
His issue is he's having a hard time finding an engineer to help him out with this.
What was the last? Just go back to the last slide. I think it's something on 5/27. Oh, that's as of yesterday.
Yes,
no permits. Okay, got it.
Again, this is the property in question, right up of A1A. Then I've got all the photographs here for you, just to kind of refresh your memory. That's the railings. You can see the staircase, the new structure for the deck, the upstairs door, downstairs door, second downstairs door, and then the garage enclosure.
Is there any anything in the notice of violation? But the wood appears to be non-treated, like there's no paint on the wood. It seems.
According to the International Property Maintenance Code, it would have to be treated for weather. It would have to be weather resistant. So it would have to either have some sort of coating on it to protect it from the weather, or painted, or stained, something along those lines, or covered in another material, a sheeting or something.
Right, a stucco or what have you. Okay. So, all right. So basically we have there's still with no permit on the French doors that were installed. You got that rear entry door you showed. The staircase was rebuilt. The new deck framing, these I think called them stringers. The deck eventually had the railings installed, which got done, but without the permit again. And then the enclosure with the garage doors was the issue again of the interior work that was done around the garage doors and on the inside of the garage.
From a carport to a garage.
Okay, I think I understand basically what's happening here. So, would you like to present your own evidence as to where we are and what we can do? And if you could just kindly state your name and address for the record.
My name is David Cabord.
Okay.
I live in Cocoa Beach, 433 South Canaveral Boulevard.
And the case there's a John Cabord listed. Is that you or is that a brother?
My brother.
Okay. Got it. All right, Mr. Cabord.
I did get a permit for the garage doors, and they did inspect them recently in the past.
Okay.
That's for the garage doors.
All right. Well, what about all the other?
The other stuff, I'm unable to find an engineer to come out and help me out.
Okay.
I've called several. The city gave me a list of engineers. I called half of them, 2 of them passed, and the others just nobody's interested in coming out and helping me out.
Okay.
I do have a guy I'm working with who does some of the drawings, but he's been trying to locate an engineer to sign off on it. I've asked the city if they could possibly bring out their people, have them look at it, and make sure it's all safe, and maybe we can do something like that.
Apparently, the city wants a professional engineer to, who's representing you to provide these, whatever has to be provided, these drawings or certifications.
A lot of it, I just replaced old stuff.
Yeah.
I did put up new railings.
Remind me, are you in the construction business? I was trying to.
I do have a construction license.
Okay. And are there engineers who you work with on other projects who might assist you on this?
I don't do a whole lot of construction, remodeling jobs.
But nothing of a structural nature. We're like here, we're dealing with a staircase and things which would be my guess as to why the city would want an engineer looking at this, is because we're dealing with some structural elements of the building.
The city told me they don't have a building inspector, and they can help me out.
Okay. So,
I really have a lot of work to do.
well, it seems to me that you need to expand your search beyond. You said you testified that you called half of the people on that list. Maybe call the other half and maybe expand your search beyond that list. I mean, there are engineers all over the place. There has to be someone who could be willing to help you out, I would think.
done already.
I would think there must be someone out there who would be willing to lend a hand in a case like this.
I'm willing to pay whatever it costs.
Okay. Well, maybe communicate that to a proposed engineer. Who I would urge you to again expand the search, and I'm sure you'll find someone.
Phil out there, I'm taking care of all the fill issues.
Mm-hmm.
Taking care of everything I could possibly take care of. Other than I need that engineer to sign off.
Right. Of course, I mean, I'm not at liberty to waive requirements for the building code or the city codes or my role here is there compliance or not? And right now, because you don't have permit, I cannot find compliance, and so right. So okay, I'm other than urging you to redouble your efforts to find an engineer, I'm not sure what else to suggest to you right now. Right. How much more time would you like? And and whatever you say, I'm gonna ask the city to chime in here too. So. What says the city?
The city doesn't have a problem with working with him. I mean, the case is as old as it is now. Now, I would like to see some good faith in the doors. There doesn't need to be an engineer for the doors. If we get those permits taken care of, so that we can show that we're moving forward on something, and then we can work with him on him getting an engineer.
So on the doors, he does not need an engineer.
That's correct.
On that,
a licensed contractor to submit the permit.
Okay. So why don't we here's what I'm thinking. I do want to give you some more time. I think you've been here. You're demonstrating an interest in getting this taken care of, and I appreciate it. I know the city appreciates it. And let's why don't we divide this in half? 60 additional days. On everything but the doors. So as to get so you'll need to find an engineer. Somewhere you're going to find an engineer. I'm pretty sure. I know a lot of engineers are out there doing work, and someone is going to want to help you, I think. 60 days for everything but the doors. The doors to submit the permits. What would the city recommend for a deadline to get that done?
I would say if you found a contractor, 2 weeks.
So 14
time to take care of that.
14 days.
Yes, sir.
On the doors. Okay, so we're talking the French doors. There was that.
And there's 2 downstairs rear entry doors.
2 downstairs rear entry doors. And the testimony was that the garage has been inspected and cleared, and I'm not sure I got that from the city.
I would have to double check, but like I said before, that wasn't really part of the violations that I had addressed.
Well, in that case, I'm not going to require anything on the garage doors. So just the French doors, the 2 downstairs entry doors. We're going to ask that the permits be submitted in 14 days, and that there'll be 60 additional days. And this is all running from today to take care of everything else. It should give you some additional time to find an engineer, get the permits properly submitted. So what I'll do, I'll call it a second amended order of my original order that just extends these deadlines, and I will not issue any fine against you this evening. If we're back here in 2 months, then I may not be quite as forgiving. I just say that out of just to see you a fair warning, and I appreciate it. And I have a feeling I'm not going to be seeing you back. So Hope you have a good night. Any other business to cover for tonight?
Yes, sir.
In that case, we'll adjourn the meeting, and everyone have a good night, and we'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Okay.